Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at different types of ammo belts in War Thunder that, if you know this, it can help you take down your enemies really quickly and with ease. These AP ammo is a armor-piercing shell that can pierce through the aircraft and cause some damage. About to 5 and 8 millimeters thick, can be penetrated from a distance of 2 or 300 meters. This bullet is very effective for firing at complex aircraft assemblies such as engines, coolers, controls, and weapons, and at the crew. It is ineffective in other cases since the shell only makes a hole in the aircraft's skin and continues flying. That is a massive point with armor-piercing bullets. They don't really work well against biplanes because they're very lightly armored. You only use armor-piercing bullets with heavily armored planes like the B-17 and B-24, P-47, Typhoon Mark 1B, and most bombers you have to use AP ammo to engines so they can catch light. And along with the AP ammo, it comes like tracers and incendiaries and incendiary and tracers. Very useful because if you penetrate them and it like sparks incendiary fire, and if you get that into the engines, it can cause a fire and possibly blow up the plane, which is a very important point. API ammo is armor piercing incendiary bullet. These are very useful for, of course, engines and fuel tanks. They can be good at taking out crew and making like your elevators or rudder or whatever else make it ineffective at using, so that way it causes you to crash. APT, armor piercing tracer bullet, it's basically an armor piercing bullet, but it tracer, so you can see where the bullet goes. You can get tracer rounds with the American aircraft. It's very good. 12.7s. It's like a flamethrower when you fire it. It's a flamethrower. I use it a lot in my 12.7s. I really like it. And APIT, armor piercing incendiary tracer rounds. Very good as well. Very useful. And all that other good stuff. Incendiary bullets. Incendiary bullets are an incendiary effect which were internally used in aviation for striking balloons, but practice showed that they were also quite effective at striking aircraft or wooden or composite structures. These ones are good for hitting very lightly armored planes or whatever you want to hit. It's like a flame when it hits. It burns, which is good for low tier planes as well. API, AI. Nope, no, it's not in there. Okay, well that's it. Large caliber shells from 12.7 to 15 millimeters. You will find armor piercing throughout these ammos. You will not find HE ammo. You will find APT, APIT, AP shells, AP. Yeah, all those. What else will you find? I think that's about all of them. There's a load of other ones, but with those caliber guns, from 12.7 to 15, it's mainly armor-piercing bullets. Now, these ones, high explosive fragmentation shells, mainly used in 50 millimeter, 37 in the game, and 20. Now, these are really good for taking down bombers. But they will not penetrate because it's high explosive. They will only explode on impact with the plane, which is a very important part. It does not penetrate unless it's very weakly armored. Like if you're shooting at a B-17 from the side, it will penetrate a bit and kill them. For the HE ones, there is FT, fragmentation tracer shells, which fragmentates on impact, and it's like shrapnel. Fires shrapnel everywhere. FIT, fragmentation incendiary tracer shells. The shrapnel is also has incendiary in it, which will burn. Those are very good. HEF, high explosive fragmentation shells. Now the FT will just burst into shrapnel. This one will explode into shrapnel, and that's really good. So you got a high explosive, you got an explosive effect, but the fragmentation shells that will kill crew. It's very good at killing crew. HET, high explosive tracer shells. It's basically a trace. It's basically a HE shell, but you can see it with the tracer. And HEI, very good. I love this one. High explosive incendiary shell, burns really good on other aircraft. And armor piercing shells. AP for armor piercing shells. APT for armor piercing tracer shells, so you can just see the bullet. AP will penetrate no matter what. It'll go straight through the aircraft if it is very weakly armored. API, armor piercing incendiary shells, will burn on impact and penetrate. APIT, these are the best out of all of them. It will penetrate and burn with the tracer a little bit and with the incendiary shell. That's it. I hope I have cleared things up for you. And oh no, that's not it. And with these, there's also you can see here it has default, universal, traces, ground targets, and stealth. These all have different bullets in them. So you got high explosive fragmentation incendiary shells. Those are the really good ones. But then you got universal. That's the default rack. They're terrible. And this is a 20mm. So there's mainly. Oh wow, there is armor piercing shells in 20mm. That's pretty good. I've never noticed that before. And one that wasn't in there. High explosive fragmentation semi armor piercing incendiary shell. These are really good for bombers. Really good. There's a bunch of other ones in there. I would mainly use universal or omni-purpose, as it's called. 12.7s, you mainly get armor piercing shells or immediate action incendiary shells, which burn immediately on impact. And there's different types of guns that can hold them. And see, you've got M2 Browning times 4, and then M3 Browning. So those are two different things. The M3 Browning is used from the later tier 4s and onwards, except for the P80. Now the M2s are good, but are not very effective. Now I like on the P51, the most effective one is tracers. You get armor piercing incendiary tracer shells. These are really good at taking down aircraft from their engine. Stealth, wouldn't use it. Never use stealth. It's terrible in realistic and simulator. I've tried it. It's terrible. I can't aim. It's not so good. I would use it in arcade. Nothing else. The rest are perfectly fine. I just find tracers light things on fire really easily. It's just a way better ammunition to use. So I hope that has cleared it up for you guys, and next video will be on tactical flying, and I'll see you next time.